We're getting out of here together.
I'll give you this, girlie. You'll at least die together.
Stonefell.
It's okay. I think I figured out what we have to do first.
What do we have to do first?
I think we have to kill Kerrion Stonefell.
Who's that? Who?
It's the one that everyone. He's the one managing all of the goods and all of the farming.
Is that who they were talking about today?
Yes.
The group?
Sir
Where is
Kerrion.
he at?
Oh, Sir Kerrion. I thought they said something else.
Kerrion Stonefell.
Kerrion.
He's in one of the three. I would assume that he's been given one of the three mansions in town.
You think if we find him, kill him, and leave his body on some sort of public display, it would sow some seeds of
And like an uprising?
rebellion?
I think it would be the beginning. He's who everybody's afraid of.
We could hang him in the tree.
We could hang him in the tree.
We could. Grog, could you do something nasty to his body?
Just say the word.
Oh, this is messed up.
All right.
Do we check the mansions for him?
I think we ask around to see if there's a way to ask around to find out who's in what house.
Ask around. Let's just go house to house and kill everyone in all of them.
Let's.
No?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Hello, I'd like to share the news of our Lord and Savior. My axe in your face!
We could be Mormons.
That seems to be a dangerous circumstance.
While they're talking, say, we've got two gentlemen up here. Two gentlemen.
Let's start climbing the thing.
I think it's time to start killing. Grog up first. Grog up first.
Places, everyone, places.
Grog up before me, and then I go right after Grog.
I'm so excited.
Send
Let's turn this shit get real.
the Goliath.
That's good, that's good.
What's the plan?
I put my hand up in the air
Rolo's roll out.
and I click my boots together. You feel that adrenaline rush?
I rage.
And I kick the door as hard as
Fuck
I can.
yes!
Go right in.
The door swings open, both of them, slamming onto the sides of these two bookcases.
What's up?
Immediately, you see, behind the desk
All
here,
vampires
standing in the center,
It's Keeper Sutherland.
across the way, you see the older gentleman in his kind of long robes immediately spin his head and see essentially a troop of armed villagers, peasants, dirty faces come rushing in, all fucked up eyes and all. Food! Rushing
have our
into the room.
pitchforks.
They both turn looking completely caught off guard by this. You do also see in the room there are a few guards that are just kind of waiting off to the side. There's a couch area, there's a fireplace.
Clean
So,
house.
first surprise round from all of you guys catching them off guard. Up first is Percy.
I'm gonna pull into that corner right there,
Over here.
and I'm gonna take 2 shots at that soldier in the corner, at that guard.
One shot off, poof, the blast rings out. As you fire the pepper box, like it misfires, and you quickly turn around, throw one of your tools in the air, catch it, and with one swift movement, you unblock the passageway, click it back up into its place, and at the corner of your eye, you turn, and for the first time in 5 years, you see, standing behind the desk, Sir Kerrion Stonefell. And the moment you see him, there's just this boiling rage from within, just to have that moment of sight.
If you're lucky, you die last.
Grog, you're up.
I hear him say that he has to die last. And in my rage, I race forward to that fuck in the middle of the room, and I swing my firebrand warhammer at him twice. Yeah, that misses.
That definitely misses. As you swing in, it just ducks out of the way, and even though he's older, he reacted pretty quickly, and your weapon just slams into the ground, splintering some of the wood. You peel back for a second attack.
That makes me even angrier.
Oh, Jesus.
27.
7 points of damage. As he ducks out of the way, you bring up the hammer a second time and whack! Smack him right square in the chest. The wind escapes him for a moment, and the flames lick across the front of his chest. He catches himself on the table between the sofa and chair behind him. Gets back on his feet. Looks at you for a second, pulls out 2 short swords. Whoosh.
That's the best thing you could have ever done.
Oh, man's got game.
Don't know who you are, but you're gonna regret this. But in theory, it is a surprise round, so you may have had advantage in that first strike. So go ahead and roll it. Remembering that.
Oh, that really hit.
32.
Oh, Jesus God.
Sweet God.
Wham! The hammer slams him a second time. He almost drops his weapons. The actual end table he's resting on shatters beneath him, and he has to get back up onto his feet and is looking genuinely fearful now. That ends your turn.
Dropped your toothpicks.
Scanlan, you're up.
And then I'll look at the guard behind and to the right of the big guy, and I'll dominate him. Yes, I pull up my hand cone and I say, "You're as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice your boss." And so I tell him to kill his boss.
He is currently dominated by Scanlan.
Cold as ice.
All right, good to know. He pulls his heavy crossbow out, loads it, and aims it towards you. Looks over his shoulder for a second, trains it on his boss. Yes. Keyleth, Vax, and Vex, take your surprise rounds now.
Okay, I wanna go in and peek my head in and shoot. First, I'm gonna shoot from my longbow of Sky Sentinel, and I'm gonna use it like turns into 3 arrows for one of my attacks, so it's like 3 more attacks potentially.
Well, it's 2 additional attacks against the one arrow, so you'll get 4 attacks in 1 round essentially.
Good God.
Gotcha. So your arrows split, 2 of them end up embedding into the actual desk itself and exploding with a burst of electricity. A 3rd one strikes him in the chest, and you can see it kind of stick in the armor and jolt him for a second. He kind of backs up a little bit, catching himself at the edge of the desk as the final arrow comes and strikes him in the shoulder. He cuts off the shaft of the arrow as it hits, just out of anger and frustration.
I totally shit the bed on that one, guys, and I apologize.
So I just run right towards the desk. I step against the desk, leap up into the air, and come down and go fukunk into his shoulders.
Right there?
Yeah. Right. I'm on the desk.
This was 81.
Yep. 81 points of damage. 1 out of
Wow.
As you land on the desk, your daggers just bypass the armor. They find their way through the top of the armor and sink past the clavicles into the deep portion of the chest. From the impact, and you hear him choke, and blood spatters up from his throat. He reaches up and grabs your hands and lifts them off out of the wound. You can see just a gout of blood pour from the wound as you reach back and stab him a 3rd time with the dagger as you catch yourself on the back of the desk. He reaches up and kicks you, forcing you to kind of get back on your feet with your daggers at the ready. The blood's beginning to pour. It's not a mortal wound, but it's looking really bad for him. He's not on death's door, but that definitely took him down a few pegs.
I give him a Vex wink.
Keyleth, what are you doing?
Alright, I'm gonna do some fun shit. I am gonna go and turn into a dire wolf this time, mixing it up from Minxie.
6 points piercing damage?
Yes.
Okay. And he's knocked prone. Falls on the ground. That ends the surprise round. Now we're at the top again. Percy, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot that guard one more time.
21 points damage. All right. You fire. There's a burst of flame that gouts out beside the pepper box, blasting into the chest of the guard off to the side. He's thrown against the wall from the sheer force of it. Reaches down and grabs his chest and looks at it. You can see there's like red crimson across his hand as you've actually blown a piece of his leather armor open, and you can see the wound in his chest. He just looks angry at you.
Shooting him again.
21 points damage. Nice. You blast him this time on the other side of the shoulder. You can see now this armor is now torn open, exposing the wound here, and his arm's now hanging to one side. He's looking in severe pain and kind of head barely hanging on at this point.
Fall, damn it. Shooting him again.
8 points damage. All right, this final one is he's like looking at something. Angry looks at you, picks his crossbow up and aims it at you. Before he gets a chance to, you aim your 3rd shot, firing, hitting him right in the center of the head, blasting out part of his face. His body spins, and he falls over into the plant in the corner, just kind of slumped over it.
I finished walking to like almost into the corner over there, right next to him, like about there. Spend an action surge, taking 3 more shots at Kerrion. 4 points of damage plus a point of ice damage, so 25 points of damage.
Plus an additional d6 points of damage with that.
Yay! Because he's an asshole. That's 6 more points of damage.
So, as you go around and fire from the barrel, the shot fires out, and as you recoil, you guys, for those who are noticing off the side, this dark smoke's beginning to slowly pour out of Percy's body, out of his eyes and his ears, and the hand on the gun. There's just this black smoke's beginning to emit from his body and begin to envelop the gun arm.
What?
We all see this?
for those who are paying attention, which right now would be pretty much just Scanlan and Vex. Rock's too
Weird.
I'm gonna take a quick reload.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire again with sharpshooter, and I'm going to use, I'm going to do a headshot. Natural 20.
The Golden Snitch strikes again.
Yeah, you did. I'm gonna see it from here.
42 points of damage.
The first blast hits, and you can see the cloak is blown off the shoulder and set aflame. Actually, just kind of burns and cinders in the corner. So Kerrion looks down and is like, ugh. And he's kind of like looking very, very curiously. The second shot rings out, and at this point now, like the smoke is wreathing your entire arm. The gun isn't even visible; it's just this giant column of smoke. The second shot rings out. This time, hitting him in the side of the neck and the shoulder, blowing a chunk off of it. It's part of the bone is now sticking out. It's like no. It reaches back with his arm and is like with the rapier up, kind of clutching it for a second. It leans over and just looks back over. Ripley.
I'm just as an action.
Ripley.
As a bonus action, I'm going to remove my hat, and I'm going to ask. I'm just going to say, drop it.
Oh,
After-
Ripley.
He thinks it's Ripley.
After-
He thinks it's Ripley with the gun. Ripley's building guns.
Ripley that's doing the gun.
Fucking Ripley.
Since currently the circumstance is going to move this way, just to kind of hide alongside Vax, and since you're on top, it's with both rapiers out, and you just jam your dagger, I'm just going to do a flurry of 4 strikes against you.
Okay.
14 on the 4th attack. With disadvantage, just swinging wide. It gets one hit on you.
Dude, that clavicle will be working.
Yeah. Uncanny dodge on that attack.
That is 8 points of piercing damage against you.
So 4.
He's actually going to take a step back towards the wall. You get an attack opportunity.
Yeah. All right. I throw a dagger in his face.
All right.
8 points of damage.
Alrighty. Steps back and slams his fist against the wall.
Oh no, oh no.
So that ends Kerrion's turn. Grog, you're up.
I keep smashing shithead that's in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
23 on the first one.
Alrighty.
12 on the second.
Gotcha. Whack! This with the fire damage as well from the hammer?
Yes.
Yeah. So the hammer strikes across the back, the broad side of his shoulders and back. Looks up at you, looks over at Sir Kerrion, just being annihilated behind the desk. Second strike smacks him upside his body, and is like, and he's just trying to take in the surroundings and figure out some sort of plan. It is now Master Vuk's turn.
Who?
You have not heard his name yet, but it is his turn. Actually, instead, is not going to use a bonus action to disengage. Is going to use a bonus action to use Misty Step.
Misty Step.
Vanishes, reappears over by the wall. Uses the action to cast a level 3 invisibility on both him and Sir Kerrion Stonefell. So they are both considered invisible at the moment. Now it becomes Scanlan's turn.
Oh. Well, I can't see anyone who's alive, who I haven't dominated already. I will remind all my fellows to keep one alive, to spread our terrorist message, and I will run out to the hallway and say, Vex, get inside. And because I know reinforcements are coming, I cast Stinking Cloud out into the hallways.
Okay.
Badass.
Okay, I will hold that until she comes in the room.
Okay. So Singing Cloud is not yet up. Yeah, next round. Okay, so you are up next.
And I will inspire her as well.
Okay.
Yay.
Vex be nimble, Vex be quick. Vex jump on the limbo stick. Now you don't know how you're gonna react because Vex has an attack. Oi!
Alright, so I go in the room.
All right. You step into the room. At that point, you trigger your action to release the Stinking Cloud. All right.
Actually, I'm gonna do lightning arrow because that gets everything within 10 feet.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast a lightning arrow on the soldier on the ground. 19 to little prone soldier,
Okay, 19.
and then
As it snaps him and then bursts, the electricity kind of shockwaves out, and he shakes on the ground, the taser effect. Okay, so 1 damage to you,
oh, good.
Awesome.
That's great.
and 1 damage to Sir Kerrion. That ends your turn, Vax.
So hearing him go "Grr," and seeing a spark right in front of me, I just start knifing at that point. Terrible. That's also terrible. Oh, I hit. Oh, I just went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, you swing in the area and you just can't get the blades to find any of his physical person. Keyleth.
Looking up and noticing that Sir Kerrion is gone and Vax is blindly stabbing into the distance, I'm gonna drop my wolf form and cast Fairy Fire in that radius.
Both of their forms all of a sudden are outlined by the sparkling purple halo that shows you directly where they are.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
I'll back up a tidbit.
Okay. Okay, as you back up, an invisible form that you just got revealed swings out at you with a rapier.
Yeah,
Attack of opportunity.
sure, whatever.
15.
Miss.
Yep, so whoosh, nice. As you back up. This guard gets up, gets his crossbow, aims it up, and looking around the room, seeing his friend turn on his boss briefly after you shouted that song at him, he's gonna turn the crossbow on you.
On me?
Yes. As it comes towards you, you just kind of duck out of the way. It ducks, it passes and snags into the wall behind you. The thug is then going to drop the crossbow on the ground and rushing up, pull out a mace that was hanging from the side of its belt and engage you right there. This guy is going to attempt to make 2 attacks against Master Vox Machina. Has advantage on them because Fairy Fire. That hits.
Wait, who's
Guy
this?
that he's
The guy you
attacking.
charmed.
That's not my guy. That's not my guy, man.
There, this
Oh,
guy
that
is.
guy is. Yeah. Oh wait, he's attacking my guy.
No, he's attacking.
Oh, that's great.
The guy's invisible. Yeah. Doing a total of 16 damage with his
Yeah.
mace. Whack, whack, bludgeoning. That ends the thug's turn. Top of the round, Percy, you're up.
Sharpshooter against Kerrion. 15 points of damage.
15. You see one blast hits the wall and causes the part of the wood to splinter outward. The second shot impacts the partially invisible form. You can see a splash of blood across the desk in front, partially spattering across Vax and one of his guards.
Taking a third shot with
right.
ice. Natural 20.
What?
Percy rolls, Percy rolls, Percy rolls.
It's making up for my gun failing like 4 times.
Whatever you
That's
possessed,
true, it
Voldemort, just
I
do
know. 31 points of damage with 4 points of that being ice damage.
Okay. So Percy, how do you want to do this?
it. You said that weird.
This is against
important.
Kerrion,
This is
right?
important. This is
Against Sir
important.
Kerrion, this is
Oh.
the smoke is pushing you. Vengeance, 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 repeatedly echoing in the back of your mind. How do you want to do this?
I'm going to put on the mask since I'm still under. He still doesn't know who I am.
Okay. You pull the mask down. The bird-peaked element of the mask now wreathed in smoke, resembling very closely the entity that made the original bargain with you.
I'm going to walk up to him. I'm going to take one last shot. I'm going to look right at him. I'm going to catch his eye. This is for the Drolos. And let me say, you were the one I was least looking forward to.
Oh, that's some cold shit.
With that, the little bit of wreathed magical energy, you can barely make out an expression of horror on the face before the resounding blast sound rocks the room. The actual bullet itself, a trail of black smoke behind it as it impacts the front of Sir Kerrion's face. The entirety of his head caving inward while the back just splatters across the scarred wooden wall behind him. The body just slumps to the ground immediately. You guys all kind of glance over at Percy. You don't even see Percy. You just see a humanoid entity made of black, swirling smoke energy with the peaked beak of his mask poking through. You kind of recoil from it, and just the voice echoes in the back of your head going,
I'm going to drop the gun,
you drop it,
remove my mask, run to find something metal, something sharp anywhere on the table, and just start scratching off the name of the gun, and just like I'm gonna just go to a corner and just start scratching the name off.
Okay.
And once there's a good gash in the name, I'm just going to sit down and breathe.
Okay. As you finish gashing the name out on the side of the metal and start breathing, you can see the name itself begin to glow with a slight dull purple glow and burn away from the metal, leaving just the scratch marks.
I'm going to put on the mask.
What are you supposed to be, freak?
I am vengeance for the Dorolos.
I'm going to look right at him. I'm going to catch his eye. This is for the Dorolos.
Let me say, you were the one I was least looking forward to.
Fuck off.
You were the one I was least looking forward to.
Oh, that's some cold shit.
Natural 20.
What?
So, Percy, how do you want to do this?
I wanted you to know it was me.
Percy.
And with the death of Kerrion Stonefell, Percy has been given only a mere morsel of revenge. Scratch one name off of Percy's infamous list. There are 4 more to go. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please give that like button a little boop, comment down below, let me know what you thought, and if you deem it worthy, perhaps a subscription is in order. As always, my name is JudgementFish, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.